Good evening. My name is Terrence Dingle. I'm doing my video for class SWK 600, Psychopathology and the Role of the Social Worker. Professor is Professor Ebony Booker. I'm doing an interview with Ms. Kless Rice, and we'll start the interview now. How and why the practitioner uses DSMs. How do you use DSM in your practice?
In my practice, the DSM is used to diagnose and classify mental health disorders in clients.
Okay. Why do you find it useful or necessary in your work?
I find that it provides a standardized framework for understanding and communicating about mental health conditions.
Okay. And are there any criticisms or limitations of the DSM that you acknowledge or address in your practice?
Yes, I acknowledge that the DSM can be overly rigid at times, and it may not fully capture the complexity of individual experiences. And that, I mean, that how a mental disorder affects one individual may not affect another individual in the same way.
Okay. And can you provide, excuse me, an overview of your background?
Yes, I'm a licensed mental health professional with over 10 years of clinical experience.
Okay. And where are you from originally, if you don't mind me asking?
Originally from Natchez, Mississippi.
Okay. And what is your educational background?
I have a bachelor in family and consumer sciences, and I hold a master's degree in clinical psychology.
Okay. Thank you. And can you tell me about your work history and how you came to be in your current position?
Yes, I graduated and commissioned from Morgan State University with my bachelor's and went into service for a few years, where I also obtained my master's. I got out and became a licensed mental health professional.
Okay. And what is your theoretical orientation in therapy?
My theoretical orientation is primarily cognitive behavioral therapy, which is an intervention that aims to reduce the symptoms of various mental health conditions, primarily depression and anxiety disorders.
Okay. And which theory or theories do you primarily draw from?
Um, Cognitive behavioral therapy, um, and I integrate elements of humanistic and psychodynamic because psychodynamic theories focuses on the unconscious motivation and defense, while the humanistic theories kind of focuses on people's conscious understanding of themselves and their capacity to choose their own path.
Okay. And how do you believe mental health issues develop according to this orientation?
It develops from a combination of maladaptive thought patterns, behaviors, and underlying psychological conflicts.
Okay. And how does your cultural background and worldview impact your approach to therapy?
My multicultural background encourages me to adopt a culturally sensitive and inclusive approach to therapy because I know that every client is different and have had different experiences. And as stated before, a mental illness, it may not affect each client different. It may affect each client differently. I'm sorry.
Okay. And can you provide specific examples, if possible, of how your culture influences your practice?
Yes, growing up in a diverse community and traveling often, I emphasize the importance of cultural competence and empathy in understanding clients' unique backgrounds because I've witnessed various family members and friends that developed mental disorders based off of their environmental factors, their surroundings, whether it be trauma in the household, drug abuse, or just genetics.
Okay. And how do you adapt your therapeutic approaches to accommodate clients from different cultural backgrounds?
I adapt by actively seeking to understand the client's cultural context and incorporating culturally relevant interventions. So I learn what it is acceptable and comfortable for them, and I work around that treatment.
Okay. And how does the NASW Code of Ethics, specifically the principle of dignity and worth of the person, influences your work as a therapist?
Um, that principle guides me to respect and uphold each client's inherent value in their unique experiences, their individuality.
Okay. And if applicable, how do your personal and professional values, such as those from a Christian viewpoint, affect your approach to human values and dignity in your practice?
My values reinforce the importance of compassion, integrity, and respect for all individuals in my therapeutic practice.
Okay. Let's talk, if you don't mind, about stigmas. What is your understanding of stigma in mental health?
It involves negative stereotypes and discrimination against individuals with mental health conditions.
Okay. And how would you address and combat stigma in your practice?
I address stigma by educating clients and the community, promoting open discussions about mental health, and providing non judgmental support.
Okay. And excuse me, how do you handle unconscious bias in your work with clients?
I regularly engage in self reflection. I try to seek supervision and pursue ongoing cultural competency training to mitigate unconscious bias.
That's good because that's how I feel. I guess being my military tour, that you get to meet any and everybody. So
Mhm.
coming from New York, meeting somebody from Iowa, meeting somebody from Germany, everybody's different. So I understand that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree.
Let's talk about diversity and the role in practice. How do you view diversity and its role in your practice?
Diversity is crucial as it enriches the therapeutic process and enhances understanding and empathy between the therapist and the client.
Okay. Can you discuss how diversity among your clientele impacts your therapeutic approach?
Um, well, it requires me to tailor my therapeutic interventions to meet the unique needs and perspectives of each client.
That makes a lot of sense because, like they say, people make the world go round.
Yeah.
Okay, and how do you practice cultural humility and ensure that you are effectively serving clients from the various cultural backgrounds?
I try I try getting to know my clients more by learning what they like and do not like, and why they have become the way they are today. And once I learn who my clients are and why they've been through what they've been through, then I figure that I can learn the best way to help them.
Okay, excuse me. Have you had any experiences or training in immersing yourself into different cultures?
Well, with my travel, my constant travel around time and my time in military, I would like to say I've had a lot of experience in being around multiple cultures. So I would say I have.
Okay, and how have these experiences, like with the different cultures and stuff, how does these experience shapes your practice?
These experiences have deepened my empathy and improved my ability to connect with and support the clients from diverse backgrounds.
Okay, and can you share any specific examples of where cultural immersion has directly impacted your therapeutic approach?
Working with immigrant communities has helped me develop more effective strategies for addressing acculturation stress and cultural identity issues, if that's one.
Okay, and let's evaluate treatment for efficacy. How do you evaluate the efficacy of treatments and interventions you use?
Um, I evaluate efficacy through regular assessments, client feedback, outcome measures, things of that sort.
Okay, and what methods or metrics do you use to assess whether your therapeutic approaches are successful?
The basics, the standardized assessment tools, client self reports, progress tracking to measure that success.
Okay, and lastly, how do you incorporate feedback from clients in this evaluation process?
Well, I encourage open communication. I try to keep up regularly, check up on my clients regularly with regular check ins and adjust treatment plans as needed based on client feedback and their evolving needs.
Okay, well, I thank you, Ms. Rice, for sitting down and taking the time to speak with me. And I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.